The most troubling things in your life, things you perceive with your five physical senses, they're not the real issue. Everything that occurs in the visible, the physical world is directly connected to the wrestling match being waged in the invisible spiritual world. Your real enemy, the devil, wants you to ignore the spiritual reality behind the physical one. Because as long as you are focused on what you can see with your physical eyes, well, he can continue to run undisturbed and unknown underneath the surface. And the more you disregard him, the more damage he is free to do. Even the more damage that you can join in on. The enemy may be invisible, but he is not fictional. He is very real and very persistent, waging war against us constantly. Attacks come from every side. Sometimes you sense their approach, sometimes they just appear. What you do, how you respond, impacts your relationships, your relationship to others, your relationship to yourself, and your relationship to God. As you grow closer to the Holy Spirit, you learn to perceive differently. As you increasingly move in sync with the Spirit, responding to the nudges, taking time to discern, you will increasingly sense the moves and counter moves in this battle. You will learn the art of the dance of war. Being a believer doesn't give you immunity from the assaults of the enemy, but it does give you access to the power of the Father. His power to defend you as well as reverse what's been done to you. If you want to win the fight, if you want to flip the script, pinning down the enemy, crippling his impact in your life, the key is realizing that you're connected to more spiritual brawn than is coming against you. Paul wrote, "I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his people, and his incomparably great power for us who believe." That power is the same as the mighty strength he exerted when he raised Christ from the dead and seated him at his right hand in the heavenly realms, far above all rule and authority and power and dominion and every name that is invoked, not only in the present age, but also in the one to come. The Apostle Paul wrote the letter of Ephesians to his friends in the city of Ephesus, not only to draw attention to the spiritual battle that exists in the invisible, unseen realm, but largely for the purpose of unveiling the strength inherent in every person who is in relationship with God through Christ. In Ephesians, Paul highlights one of the most important, yet overlooked and underutilized aspects of our spiritual armor: prayer. Paul saw the battle so clearly and deemed prayer so critical in gaining victory over Satan's power in our lives that, as one scholar observed, Ephesians has proportionately more than 55% as many verses directly related to prayer as Romans, which is Paul's longest letter. He even burst right out praying several times while he was writing. And when he prays, man, is he strategic, being sure to tell his readers exactly what he's praying for. He knew prayer was able to change the trajectory of their whole lives. Victory in spiritual warfare is inseparable from prayer. It's for this reason I kneel before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how high and wide and long and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Of all the things Paul prays, which do you need to ask of God most today? Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. May you dance well today.